So Daybreak Live Extra, right here on Dominion Television, your channel of choice, where inspiration meets entertainment. All right, it is time for Trend Watch. Let's check what's buzzing on social media and what the people are saying. I still have with me in the studio, Anulu Apoido and Oluwayemi Adelakutu, who will be making sense of what's trending on social media.
Yes, and we're glad to be back. Well done.
Welcome back.
Yes. Okay, what we're looking at is saying why I don't want to stay in Sokoto Prison. That's coming from Nnamdi Kanu, and then he said that being in Sokoto is not helping matters because he wants to appeal his case, and then so the judge should allow him to do that. And of course, but then the judge, that's Justice Omotosho, is saying that your brother cannot stand in for you, and then for your brother to become a proper lawyer, it needs about 6 years. So I mean, get a proper counsel to speak on your behalf, not your brother. So it's a lot, and some Nigerians are saying, I mean, why is it that this case is is dragging so much, even after the court judgment, that Nnamdi Kanu should do better? What others are saying, why is it that they are not allowing to do the necessary things that he needs to do? So I'd like to get your opinions, because I'm looking at the fact that for someone that sacked his own personal lawyers, and then he even defended himself at some point, and then at the end of the day the judgment was passed in his absence because of what happened at the court, and then it was a mess, and now he wants his brother to stand in for him. It's a problem, because we all know that he needs to be closer to where he can appeal the case. Sokoto is far, and it's going to be a problem for him to be moving to. I don't even think it's going to be possible. So he wants to be closer to where he can actually appeal the case. So this is what we have in our hands, really.
Well, I think under the law, prisoner transfer is not a crime. Prisoners can be transferred from one prison to the other, especially under request. Oh, I don't want to serve my jail time here. I want to serve it somewhere else. If the kind of crime he or she commits can actually be entertained in that part of the country where he has requested, then it's acceptable. Don't forget when Justice Omotosho was passing the judgment, he said, look, Kuje prison is not a maximum prison, and this is a terrorism charge. Automatically, you cannot stay in Kuje, so you have to go to a maximum prison. And one of those maximum prisons we have in Nigeria happens to be the one in Sokoto, where he is currently being held. So I think the judge knows exactly why he pushed him to Sokoto. And understandably, to defend his case, to stand for himself in court, he has to be closer to where his appeal is being filed. Automatically, he has to be somewhere close to Abuja. Maybe if there's a maximum prison in Nasarawa or somewhere very close, then he can actually stay there if the court still doesn't want him to stay in Kuje prison. But then, the only thing that gives me a kind of headache in all of this is the fact that I think Nnamdi Kanu himself is not taking this case very seriously. I think his personal being is overclouding or beclouding what is currently going on. You see, regardless of if you feel you are agitating for something that might not likely come now, you have to understand the fact that this is a court case, and you cannot make a mess of it just by thinking, oh, anybody can stand for you in court. You need an actual lawyer, the one with experience. I was really, really sad when he sacked, I want to remember this veteran lawyer. I think his name is also Kanu. I want to remember his name. He's been around for a long time. I've known him for...
You also sacked Aloy Ejimako.
Leave Aloy Ejimako. I mean, Kanu, the person I'm talking about, Mr. Kanu, he's been around for God knows how long. I've known him for about 25 years in the industry, and he has been on high-profile cases. And for Nnamdi Kanu to now say, oh, you are no longer my representative, so I'm sacking you, and then that one leaves. Then Aloy Ejimako also came on board, and some other lawyers like that. And right there and then in court, they were fired. I mean, who does that? You need a legal representative to be, your spokesperson in court, because they know the gimmicks, they know the loopholes, they know they know what to tell the judge. But you will talk with anger because you feel you have been cheated, disenfranchised one way or the other, and your anger does not count in front of a judge. He doesn't care. He doesn't know you. So as far as he's concerned about the Nigerian Constitution to be upheld. And whatever it is you say to him, he doesn't care. You saw what happened in court. When he felt the court was being rowdy, he sent him out of court because that is his own territory. That is his own domain. You have to keep it intact and keep it in check. So I think Nnamdi Kanu does not know how serious this case is. If he does know, I think he needs a lawyer. And taking a lawyer that still needs about 6 years to be an actual practicing lawyer to court to represent him, I think that's the highest joke I have heard of in anywhere around.
I think the justice also said something that is quite worthy of note. He said that he doesn't need to be in the court for the filing to be compiled.
Right.
You mentioned that to be, you don't have to be there and all that. But, like you also mentioned, I think Nnamdi Kanu has not done so well, especially with his own personality. Like you said, his countenance, his reactions has not been the best he should have given.
I think someone mentioned something about remorse.
That's, but
it's not even remorse.
There's a chance for the court to say, because you show remorse, we can bring down this sentencing, or we can do something in your favor. But again, what they are expecting, because if you check on what charges he was, sentenced, is something that needs, a bit of remorse, because they want to know if you are going to say, everything I've said, I'm taking it back. I'm not going to go out, guns are blazing. Like, I'm not going to let my people, my soldiers, or the people I call that are following me, understand that they are somewhere there in the regions where they are. So you can call them to say, okay, there's no fight. We are one Nigeria, so let's do this. They're expecting him to come to that realization to say, there's no more courage. Because he's made some statements before now, which was one of the reasons the justice said, this is against you, because he made some claims even outside Nigeria. He was talking about killing people. He was talking about his guys, going there to kill people and all that. So they're expecting him to take back his word to say, you would never give such orders again. And then you are going back to say Nigeria is still one unilateral system, and you believe in the cause of the country. So that's expected of him, but it's not proving that. Again, it's taking it a bit... He's taking it a step further to say, you know what, even at the court premises, he was, doing a lot of things that might be considered as a contempt of, of court order and all of that. He was disrupting the atmosphere in the courtroom, and then he needed to be sent out of the, before the whole sentencing was done. But I just want to say that no matter how much you have a point, it's also reasonable to state your points diplomatically, sensibly, and in a way that will still make noise, even while you're not making noise. You don't have to say, the world is going crazy before people understand that that's what you mean. You can say that thing in another way that will still reflect what you're trying to say and would not cause you any havoc in the few days to come. Because we understand, his words were used against him eventually. If you check the whole procedure, you see that it wasn't...
They brought tapes.
In fact, they played it in court to say, this were the statements he made. We saw the videos. It wasn't an AI kind of thing. So this was like evidence against your claims now. So you want the courts to treat you well and not serve you so much. But you're also still making such claims, because if you are standing against the court and standing against the justice to say, it was pointing, it was saying many things, it was saying the man does not know his job, it was abusing and accusing him and all that. So all of that in the mix. But I think going forward, Nnamdi Kanu should take it, simple and become with whatever he's trying to do, because already sentenced anyway. So
speaking of a lawyer, I think that though our lawyer Jimako might have been sacked, but then he's still very much on the case. So I mean, because I'm looking at it this way. Let's just assume that Nnamdi Kanu did not sack his lawyers, and then they defended him in the court of law. Maybe the judgment might be a little bit different. I think about a week now, I read a story where Sheikh Gumi said he can actually help Nnamdi Kanu to get maybe a pardon or amnesty or something like that if he shows remorse. But then is Nnamdi Kanu willing to show remorse?
Always Sheikh Gumi. Anyway,
no, he said something like that. And apart from it, you might think it doesn't matter, but apart from it, other persons are also saying they can actually get him amnesty. But then he needs to change some things. He needs to, come out to maybe apologize or maybe retract some of the statement. So it's a problem. So apart from even getting a proper lawyer in court to say, okay, you defend me or help me get a transfer, I think certain things must be done by him, honestly. And it's a problem, because at this point in time, I think a lot of, even the Southeast governors are divided on this matter, regardless of the fact that Alex Ochi met with the president recently, and he said that he was there, and he's not there to join APC, he was there to just plead for Nnamdi Kanu. So even if people will come out to plead for you, I think there are personal things that he needs to put in place. Get proper lawyers that will speak for you, get a good transfer. So it's a good one. I just hope that he will be able to do the needful.
Well, let's take some comments on the show this morning. I think Ashikpa Oroko says that the rights of a defendant is different from the rights of a convict. Them things say, na play, okay. And also, Julius Sugar says, okay, I won't take that. Babatio says that they called Nigeria Zoo every single time. But guess who is actually acting right? This one, I'm not calling no names.
Then big balls are saying this. Oh my God!
That's so you elder brother do way or motor show for prison. Anyway,
This comment, there are a lot to talk
I
about, but
mean,
then I think people are just trying to say that he should do the needful, get proper
Yeah,
lawyers to
right,
defend him.
right. Well,
in
we
court
have
of
to go
law.
this
Yeah.
morning. So thank you for being a part of the show so far. Do well to link up with us again next week, same time, same station, same host on this Dial Dominion Television, your channel of choice where inspiration meets entertainment. Well, it's Friday, and of course, this is actually the last day of the weekdays. All right, so enjoy minimally as you go for the weekend. Samson Balogun is my name.
All right, thank you for being a part of the show. My name is Olwayemi Adelako. Please stay safe.
And my name is Arnold Wakwedu. Thank you very much for joining us. Enjoy the rest of the weekend, the festive season. Celebrate someone, appreciate someone, and be joyful. Bye for now.